All right. So the next thing we do is we grab the weather.
2,000 temperature 18 Celsius. Dew point 12.
Through our second radio.
3021.
3021. Put it in our altimeter.
Oakland Trail
Set it
Airport.
in that window.
Automated weather observation 1418 Zulu. Weather wind calm. Visibility 10. Clear below 12,000 temperature 18 Celsius. Dew point 12. Altimeter 3021.
Okay, so the winds are calm, indicating we can use whichever runway we prefer. I'm going to use runway 9. Some airports have a preferred calm wind runway. Other times we'll look at what are the winds forecast to do later on in the afternoon and use that runway. Today we're going to use 9. I prefer 9 because it has fewer obstacles off the end of it. And we're headed out to the east anyway, so that works out the best. So we'll taxi to 9. We taxi a runway, we taxi a aircraft using our feet. Now when we taxi the airplane, we taxi on the center line. Be aware that the nose wheel does have some lag in steering. So it's as you apply pressure, it'll hesitate before it makes the turn.
Like a boat.
Yeah, and the trick is to look far down the taxiway, as far as you can. And then as you do that, you'll find it's much easier to stay on the center line. Center line should look like you're stepping on it with your right leg. That'll let you know you're on the center. Or some people say to make it look like the yellow line's coming between your legs. But that will assist your taxiing.
How's that?
Pretty close. We're going to pull over here into the run-up area and do a run-up. We're now going to do our before takeoff checklist, or a normal takeoff checklist. Flaps are up. We check over our shoulder to make sure the flaps are up. They are. Check the gauge. Mixture is rich. Carburetor heats cold. And when we get on the runway, we're going to advance our throttle to maximum. Going to wait until the airspeed gets to 60. When it gets to 60, I'm going to gently pull the nose up until the top of the cowl reaches the end of the runway.
Cessna waiting at Oakland, Troy. Take the exit whenever you're ready. I'm going to stretch this out a little.
Thank you, 7 Kilo Bravo. When I get I'm going to hold that shallow angle of climb until 80, and then I'm going to climb out at 80. About 1,000 feet, I'll hand you the airplane.
GoPro?
It's on.
Great.
Oakland Troy traffic, Cessna 77 Kilo Bravo is rolling 9er, departing to the northeast, Oakland Troy.
Oakland Troy, 26 hotels, downwind to base, 49er.
Alright. Advance throttle. We're making power. Oil pressure is good. Oil temperature is good. Airspeed is alive. 50. 60, rotate. Nose comes up into the runway.
Traffic, 26 hotel, continuing to 51 for 9er, Oakland Troy.
Holding that shallow angle, we have 80. I'm now going to pitch the aircraft.
St. Clair County traffic, 78 Delta is entering a downwind for runway 22, St. Clair County.
Beautiful day.
It is nice today. Okay. Maintaining the 80.
What are you looking at? Show me.
Right here's my airspeed indicator. And on my power to make sure that we are producing power. Now I'm looking up the window, and I'm looking at how the cowl crosses the horizon. And I know that if I keep the cowl on the horizon today, I hold about 80 miles an hour, which is the proper climb altitude. So I look at that reference, I hold that reference. That's how I'm going to maintain my 80 mile per hour climb. Once I clear this 600 feet, I can start my left-hand turn out toward the practice area. We need to adjust our altitude for ground level. So we're at 1,800 feet MSL. In the aircraft, we always refer to our altitude at MSL.
Oakland Troy traffic, Skylane 21.
All right, so let's fly the airplane.
5 miles to the west of the field.
Sure.
All right, left hand goes on the yoke, right hand goes on the throttle.
For landing, runway 9er, Oakland Troy.
There's your throttle. You want to hold it into at full throttle. Look in front of you, find a spot on the horizon, keep the nose pointed at that spot. Also, hold this sight picture. This is a climb sight picture. It's holding at 80 miles an hour, and we want to fly at 80 miles per hour. We're going to climb up to 3,000 feet above sea level.
The helicopter heading into Oakland, Troy. What's your location again?
We are now 3 to the west, 1,000.
Right hand on the throttle, sir. Thanks, Scott.
And I am 219 Papa Delta. I'm about 4 to the west at 2,500. Inbound for landing, Niner.
I do not use my the rudders at all now, do I?
Well, you do put your feet on the rudder, absolutely. But we'll keep the wings level using our ailerons. If we need to move the nose, we'll use both aileron and some rudder pressure. It's not, you don't push in on the rudder as much as you use rudder pressure. Do you see the lake in front of us? That's Stony Creek. We'll put the nose down just a bit. You see the lake?
Yeah.
We'll head out towards Stony Creek. Okay, we're at the point we're going to level off. To level off, we pitch forward. So I would like you to pitch forward. We're going to get to approximately 1/3 land and 2/3 sky as we look forward. So more forward, more nose down. Even more nose down than this. Keep it coming. A little more. That's a good sight picture. We want to hold that sight picture. Now we're going to reduce our throttle by pulling it out to 2,300 RPM. Use our ears. So look out the front of the airplane, pull it out until you hear a change in RPM. You'll notice a change in RPM. Keep it coming out. Now as you hear that change in RPM, refer over to the tachometer in front of me. We'll see it, we're at 2,300 RPM. And we're in level flight. The needle has stopped moving. We're at 3,400 feet. Go ahead and head toward Stony Creek over there. Any questions?
This is awesome.
Cool. All right, so we are going to start some turns now. Our first turn is going to be the left. We're going to look at the left-hand side of the aircraft to make sure there's no aircraft in that direction. Now to turn, we're going to roll and apply some left rudder pressure. You don't have to push in, but put some weight on the left rudder pedal.
Weight on the right?
Left rudder pedal, because we're going left. That's good. That's more than enough, actually. And some back pressure on the yoke. Because we're using some of our lift to turn the airplane, the nose will want to descend. So we hold the nose up like this at this sight picture and continue this all the way around. We're going to do a 360-degree turn to the left. So keep the bank in. We can refer to this once in a while, but we really want to memorize the sight picture out front. As our bank reduces like it is now, roll more in with your left aileron. And pull back as the nose is starting to come down. We just want to look outside and make a turn. It's a nice looking turn. All right, we're going to try a turn to the right. We're going to do a little steeper turn to the right. It's going to require more rudder pressure, more back pressure, and a little more attention to holding the bank. I look out the right-hand side. We don't see any airplanes.
So traffic,
so let's start to turn to the right.
The left crosswind for 18 for Clinton traffic.
Roll in. Keep rolling. More bank. More bank. And some more right rudder. More right pressure.
Pretty much.
Good.
Traffic, Cessna 3 Delta
that back
Kilo,
pressure you'll find is correct. You want to hold the nose level. More bank.
Approaching the field from the west at 2,700
Even more bank.
feet. Going to cross over
I'm
the
scared.
field, descend on the
Don't
upwind.
be stupid.
Hey, my stomach's a little queasy, so...
Is it? Okay.
Not terrible, just... I don't want to do anything drastic.
We're not, this is half standard rate right now.
What?
This is half standard rate for the turf. So you'd even want to bank a little more. And it shouldn't make your stomachs queasy. If you put more right rudder in, we should be all right.
4,000 feet for the pattern altitude. We'll be landing runway 10, Wayne County.
How's that?
Oh, just a bit more bank.
More rudder?
More bank and more rudder. That's good. If you can hold that sight picture, this would be a standard turn. A standard rate turn.
Right here?
Yep.
Wayne County 644.
Just keep it coming around. Good job. Okay, we're going to start a descent. And to start the descent, again, we reduce our throttle. I'm going to pull the carburetor heat on. I want you to reduce the throttle to 2,000 RPM. Again, instead of looking at the tachometer, we're going to use our ears to sense a change in our engine pitch. We can then refer to the gauge to check our RPM.
More?
As you reduce, yep, down to 2,000. As we reduce the RPM, the nose is going to want to come down. Just let it come down.
Executive traffic, we're 8115
Just let it come down,
9 miles to the
gently.
southwest.
There you go. You pushed it.
Yeah.
Just reduce the throttle some more. Pull back. You pull back to reduce the throttle, Scott.
Pull back to reduce.
Yep.
And then push forward on the yoke?
No, just let the nose will come forward all on it. The nose will come down all on its own. There you go.
Now pull back?
No, just leave it right there. As we can see, the needle's going down. We are in the descent. We're going to take our first descent down to 2,500 feet. Now to stop a descent, we advance the throttle. What I want you to do is push the throttle forward again to 2,300 RPM. You can use our ears. Listen for the change in RPM. Refer to the instrument. As you advance the throttle, the nose will naturally want to come up. You don't need to pull it. Notice the nose didn't come up. Now the altimeter will stop. And we've ceased descending. We have an altitude of 2,400 feet, which is fairly close to our target altitude, which is 2,500. Not bad for a first flight.
I don't know how to read that.
The large hand, thousands of feet.
Okay.
I mean, hundreds of feet. The
Got
little
it.
hand is
No, the
thousands.
little hand is what I need to pay attention to.
Yeah. So we have, it's like a clock.
Yeah.
Just like a clock. Okay, well, now we're going to start our landing procedure. The first step is I'm going to carburetor heat on, and I'm going to reduce the throttle. In this case to about 1,800 RPM. You see the runway off to our right-hand side?
Yes.
Roll out onto that runway heading. Our goal here is to maintain 80 miles per hour. To assist us with that, I'm going to put some flaps in. We'll feel some odd movements. Now go ahead and let the nose come down more. We're slowed down to 80. The nose will be pitched noticeably more forward than in other portions of flight.
Are we landing?
Yes, we are.
Wow, that was quick.
We've been in the air over a half an hour.
Wow. It goes by.
Time goes by when you're having fun.
All right. I'm going to let go of the airplane.
You want me to have it?
Yep.
All right. So I have the airplane. I line up with the runway and reduce my throttle while maintaining 80 miles per hour.
Is the GoPro on?
The GoPro is on.
Excellent.
I haven't double checked for you, so you have me looking at it like a deer caught in headlights on the fly. Okay, so I adjust my altitude using my throttle.
Sky Park 644 Golf over the Salt Shaker entering 45.
And I'm looking for the proper angle toward the runway. If I'm high, I'll add flaps. If I'm low, I'll add power.
Okay.
Now I'm watching the number 9. The number 9 is my
St. Clair
aim point.
County Traffic, Warrior 685, 4 to the south, ILS 4 practice approach.
Oakland Troy traffic, 7 Kilo Bravo, short final 9 Oakland Troy. I want that number 9 to stay in the same position in my windshield, not be moving toward the cowl or away from it. That would designate I'm heading toward that spot. Now as I approach the 9, get over the runway, I reduce my throttle to idle, and 15 feet I go to a level flight attitude. As the aircraft starts to slow down and descend, I pull the nose up at it gets about 1 foot off the ground, just to hold it there as long as I can. I keep pulling the nose higher and higher until the main wheels touch.
The back wheels.
Yep, and now the nose wheel just touched. And I slowly, applying as little brake as possible, decelerate the aircraft. Oh, it looks like we're going to make Bravo intersection here.
Nice.
That's how we land the airplane. And Oakland Troy traffic, Cessna 787 Kilo Bravo is clear of runway 09, Oakland Troy. All right, so shutdown checklist. You can probably run this shutdown checklist yourself. Electrical equipment off. Fixture to idle cutoff. You pull this to idle cutoff.